Welcome to Kaumudi Global. In a speech in Warsaw on Saturday, US President Joe Biden addressed Russia's invasion of Ukraine, saying that Putin cannot remain in power. Biden, though, did not call for regime change in Russia, according to a White House official who said shortly after the address. Russia was quick to respond to Biden's original remark, with Dmitry Peskov, a spokesman for Kremlin, saying, "Whether Putin can remain in power or not is not to be decided by Mr. Biden. It should only be a choice of the people of the Russian Federation." Biden had stated earlier in the address that globe must prepare for a long fight ahead, portraying the conflict as part of a generation-long defense of universal democratic principles against a Russian regime governed by brute force. We emerged anew in the great battle for freedom, the battle between democracy and autocracy, between liberty and repression, between a rules-based order and one governed by brute force. This battle will not be won in days or months. We need to steel ourselves for a long fight ahead, the American president said during his speech in the Polish presidential palace. Just before the US president began his speech, Russian cruise missile hit targets in the city of Lviv, roughly 400 kilometers away from where he was speaking. Biden's speech, which began and ended with a reference to Pope John Paul II's 1979 "Be Not Afraid" speech, linked the battle in Ukraine to historic times of Eastern European defiance against Soviet invasion. The battle for democracy did not conclude with the fall of the Berlin Wall, Biden said. Today, Russia has strangled democracy and sought to do so elsewhere, not just in its homeland. He specifically warned Russia against spreading its conflict into NATO territory. Biden said, "The West is now more united than it has ever been." Earlier in the day, Biden emphasized the NATO military alliance's sacred ties to the US, which include many nations bordering Ukraine. On Friday, Biden flew into Warsaw, Poland, about an hour's drive from the Ukrainian border, where he met US troops bolstering NATO's eastern flank and got a first-hand look at international efforts to help more than 2 million Ukrainian refugees who have sought temporary shelter in Poland due to the war in their country. The US has bolstered European allies in recent months by temporarily deploying hundreds of more troops to Poland, Germany, and Romania. Poland, which already hosts multiple US and NATO military bases and is a cornerstone of NATO's eastern flank, is enjoying a center stage position after some strains in its relationship with the US and EU in recent years. This is Anjana signing off. Do like and share this video. For updates, subscribe to Kaumudi Global.